One of the most significant lawsuits, which involved a cryptocurrency corporation that had taken the initiative to challenge the Securities and Exchange Commission, has been dismissed by a judge. According to information that was made available to the general public, the federal government had completely eradicated one of the financial institutions that had filed for bankruptcy at the beginning of the year 2023. In addition to the assertion, the fact that this assertion is supported by facts suggests that it is also endorsed by a significant number of well-known persons working in the field of cryptography. Has been working closely with attorney John Deaton, who is currently running for Senate against Elizabeth Warren, who is a staunch opponent of cryptocurrency. In the race for the Senate, Deaton is a contender. The fight against cryptocurrency is something that he emphasizes, and not just with regard to the CC. The attack coming from the top down is what it is. A significant number of members of Congress, particularly those on the Democratic side, are focusing their attention on Bitcoin. Additionally, other branches of the federal government are also focusing their attention on cryptocurrency. Fidelity Investments, a well-known financial business that has its headquarters in Boston, Massachusetts, is the subject of one of the case studies that Murphy illustrates in his presentation. The year 2014 marked the year that Fidelity became one of the first traditional financial organizations to adopt digital assets. 2017 marked the beginning of the company's mining operations for Bitcoin funds. In the course of her attendance at the Consensus Conference, Abigail Johnson, the chief executive officer of Fidelity, delivered a presentation regarding the company's adoption of blockchain technology and the innovation of digital assets. A platform that serves as a trading and custody platform for Bitcoin assets was created by Fidelity in the year 2018, and it was meant for institutional use. This platform is known as Fidelity Digital Assets. In 2024, Fidelity was granted authorization to launch its Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, also known as BTC. The fund currently holds more than $10.5 billion worth of Bitcoin in its portfolio. This was made possible after the company obtained a trust charter from the New York Department of Financial Services. Murphy acknowledges that Elizabeth Warren, a member of the Massachusetts legislature and an anti-crypto campaigner, has organized an anti-crypto army in order to provide regulatory clarity to the cryptocurrency company. Warren is also a crusader against cryptocurrencies. She has made it clear that she expects her colleagues, particularly those at Fidelity, which is based in Boston, to vote against the legislation that is being presented. Warren has also been responsible for promoting false narratives on the effects that cryptocurrencies have on the environment and the applications that they can be used for. She is the driving force behind Operation Chokepoint 2.0, which has the objective of removing individuals and businesses who are involved with a variety of cryptocurrencies. They demolished a bank because they were in favor of Bitcoin, according to the logic that was put up by the federal government. Taking into consideration the fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission and other regulatory organizations have been accused of the destruction of banks as a result of their support for cryptocurrency. Chokepoint 2.0 is the name of this operation. Thus, to summarize, Attorney James Murphy's tweet draws attention to the warfare that is being waged against Bitcoin from the highest levels of government. Beginning at the top, the administration of Vice President Joe Biden and other government agencies are focusing their attention on Bitcoin. In addition to being one of the first conventional finance organizations to embrace digital assets and start mining Bitcoin for its account, Fidelity Investments, a well-regarded financial institution with headquarters in Boston, has also become one of the first firms to join in this trend among corporations. As part of the allegations that have been made by the federal government, it is being referred to as Operation Chokepoint 2.2.0. This claim states that the government destroyed a bank because the bank was in favor of Bitcoin. Despite the fact that Attorney Deaton has the ability to defeat Elizabeth Warren, the situation is still extremely precarious and will most surely continue to have an impact on the Bitcoin industry, particularly in the wake of Operation Chokepoint 2.2.0. The Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States of America has been the target of criticism for the actions it has made in the cryptocurrency industry. There have been concerns voiced over the potential destruction of financial well-being as a consequence of the steps taken by the Securities and Exchange Commission, which include the closure of exchanges and the punishment of banks that provide assistance to the business. It has been brought to Warren's attention that she is unhappy with the decision made by the Securities and Exchange Commission to grant approval to Fidelity's application for a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. Fidelity's digital assets business has been hampered, according to her statements, because she has done everything that falls under her enormous jurisdiction. Additionally, the Securities and Exchange Commission has been accused of launching attacks on cryptocurrency holdings, with the intention of putting an end to those holdings if the operations are successful. Not only does Warren believe that the party is aiming to damage financial well-being, but he also believes that he is not a voter who is persuaded by a single topic. This is a key factor for him. The party, on the other hand, has been putting crypto under attack for more than 3.5 years, and Warren has been unable to lend his support to the party because of this. An additional noteworthy achievement for the Securities and Exchange Commission is the fact that a case that was brought against the SEC was dismissed by a jury. According to the Texas court, there was no immediate danger to the plaintiffs, and there was no evident threat to the consensus in the future. As a result, the court decided not to pursue the matter. Despite the fact that this verdict represents a success for the Securities and Exchange Commission, it is also a significant triumph for the industry as a whole. A market crash caused Silvergate, a bank that focuses on cryptocurrency, to shut down operations and liquidate its assets. According to an article that was published by CNBC and BC in March of 2023, Silvergate is a market-focused financial institution. One of the most well-known figures in the cryptocurrency sector, Nick Carter, has written a lengthy article on Exxon in which he explains in detail what went wrong. Those who make decisions about policy as well as the general public have expressed their dissatisfaction of the rigorous investigation of Ethereum that is being conducted by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Despite this, the Securities and Exchange Commission has not yet informed the public that the matter has been dismissed. In addition, the fact that Silvergate has been brought to a halt has made the situation far more complicated. It is possible to draw the conclusion that the ongoing controversies about the actions taken by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) and the cryptocurrency industry have led to a great deal of noteworthy successes as well as challenges. At the same time as many people believe that the actions taken by the SEC are unjustified, there are others who believe that the ongoing fight between the SEC and the consensus is what is necessary for the continued growth and stability of the cryptocurrency industry. The fall of the Silvergate Bank, which had filed for bankruptcy under Chapter 11 earlier this week, has been attributed to the Federal Reserve according to an accusation that has been made. An individual by the name of Nick Carter, who is an enthusiast for cryptocurrencies, has disclosed that the Federal Reserve has been a big part in leading the bank down the path that ultimately leads to insolvency. As part of Operation Choke Point 2.0, Carter contends that the Federal Reserve, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency will implement a methodical crackdown on institutions that provide services to the cryptocurrency industry at the beginning of the year 2023. Every one of the preceding assertions that the bank experienced a drop as a consequence of market losses and exposure to FEGSIS is refuted by Carter on this occasion. The fact that the bank was still in a position to be profitable in July is something that he brings up despite the fact that it was facing enormous redemptions as a consequence of the failure of FTX. Silvergate Bank was named as the financial institution responsible for the questionable transactions that took place on the exchange, according to an official from FTX. Carter, on the other hand, made the observation that the Federal Reserve's directives to significantly restrict deposits connected to cryptocurrencies to less than 15% of the institution's total activity were ultimately a contributing factor in the institution's demise. In addition to this, Carter brings up the fact that the Federal Reserve was providing direction behind the scenes, which he initially feared was choking the financial system. On the other hand, it was discovered that the Federal Reserve was communicating the instructions behind the scenes. Additionally, he believes that Silvergate was killed on purpose as part of Operation Choke Point 2.2.0. This is in addition to earlier statements. A further point that Chairman Carter brings out is the fact that the actions conducted by the Biden-led men are entirely and utterly illegal. The legal firm Cooper & Kirk, which was responsible for filing a complaint against Obama's Operation Choke Point 1.0, has been informed that Operation Choke Point 2.2.0 is a violation of the Fifth Amendment. This information was brought to their knowledge by a third party. In light of the fact that it is probable that voters will not have the opportunity to make peace with the attacks if the party is able to maintain complete control of Congress. The Speaker of the House of Representatives believes that voters should be informed of the ongoing attacks on Bitcoin and their financial well-being. In the event that the onslaught continues, it is not out of the question that the party will be able to completely dominate Congress.